So this is the tank level. Probably, that looks pretty boring. Well, I'm just starting to stretch out to the sides. This is between the watertight bulkheads L and M on the ship. Let me pull up the tank top here. So we're looking at L through M, this one right here. That's where the turbine engines are. Yep. And so right now I'm just working on the floor. I think what I'm gonna start focusing on is trying to get the basic part of the floor down. You see these dashed lines? This is kind of the flat area at the bottom of the ship, the tank. And I'm kind of making that as a foundation so I can start building up. So there's that one. And then we go to, that was L to M. Now we're gonna go K to L, that section. And there's where we got here. We got the floor built for that. What this thing is here is this is actually the section before it. This helps me know where to connect the snaps and everything. This can disappear if I need it to. But that's there for now for reference for height, but also just knowing where my little pins are gonna go. So for example, if you look here, there's little pins will snap in there and that'll snap the pieces together. I think there's enough of them that'll keep it pretty stable. I got about 8 maybe on the whole thing. And then if you notice here, I'm not sure where I'm going yet on this, so I gotta do some pretty good measurements on this. And then, so right now, it looks like I'm gonna be at the wall starts to slant on this part of the Titanic. So I've got my wall, the base of the wall going up on a hinge right now. I'm not really doing much with it yet until I kind of get clarity of how I'm gonna go about this, because it actually slants outwards as well as I go up. So that's also gonna be a trick. So I might do some hinges facing upwards as well. But there's that base, and then this is the smaller boiler room. This is boiler room 1. I've got the walls done on it, the skeleton at least. A lot of these are kind of the same measurements to them, so I was able to just copy and paste some of these walls into these places. It was pretty easy to install, instead of just building them brick by brick. Depending on, I know right now kind of these, I've got different things I'm using. I'm using the tall bricks, but then also just the long bricks too as well. Just depends on the cost efficiency, what's better to do. But like I said, this wall here is just kind of to help keep stability to this section when it's by itself. But if you notice, look, it's got the pins as well right there inside it. And if you see, I'm pretty proud of this. This is my first slant in the ship. It turned out pretty well. This is boiler 1. It's only half the boiler. It's only half the size boilers. It only is fed through one side. I've got my watertight door on here. I haven't finished the wall yet, just because I've got some stuff I've got to edit into it later. So I just want to make sure I can get the top done, because then I can start working on the skeleton of the next deck. I do have these boiler rooms going all the way up to, I believe, G deck. So you've got your tank level right here, and this is Orlop, and this is G. So we've got that, and then, so that's boiler. This is the one this is where it all started. This is the tank level, boiler room 2 between H and J. I've got this one off to a good start. I'm not finished on it yet. I don't want to get too far ahead on the details yet, because all these sections, they kind of intertwine, because like for example, you see this thing going up here, these slanted things. This is just a prototype right now. I'm not satisfied on this yet, but this is the smokestacks. And what happens with these is that section I showed you before goes right here, and it is going to eventually appear on E deck. They're going to conjoin together. And so I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that and still make these be able to unsnap together and everything. If you notice, there's these 2 golden rings up here. That's because that was the fan vents. I'm going to build vents down into the boiler room later to kind of help just show off what it's supposed to look like. And there'd be vents down there. These guys had to breathe down there. They were just dealing with fire and smoke all day. So there's that. That's that section. Then the next one was pretty easy to build, because it was pretty much almost the exact same measurements as the first one. And this is between G and H. So I was able to pretty much copy and paste a lot of stuff into this. There were some differences, so I'm trying to make sure I try to stay as faithful to the blueprints as possible, but that's what that one's looking at right now. If you ever see these odd colored stuff, that's just because I use them as measurements for measuring out where things go, but because I'm able to highlight them later and just delete them. But right now they're just there for reference. And I got my Willy Wonka stick, and this is how big this ship, I think this only goes up to, my ruler only goes up to, let's see here. Oh, it goes all the way to the top. That's how tall my ship's gonna be, it looks like. I think that's right. Yep, DEBA boat deck. Yep, that's where it'll go. So that's that. So these are the tank levels. So that's where I'm at on those. I think I'm gonna start building out from here, just try to get that bottom base that I showed you earlier, just the plates down on what the bottom of the ship will look like, and that'll help me kind of start planning and moving upward. So let's go to F deck real quick. So yeah, this is F deck. This goes over This one here is going to go over boiler, I think it's tank J through K. So this will be above this one here. Okay, so you got this, and so there'll be boilers in here. And what I do is, how I've got this set up, guys, is I've got this plate laid across the top here. And what I'm gonna do is when the next level gets put on top of it, little plates will be underneath. I'll show you here. We go to F deck. If you look under this, I've got these little, so I've actually got the plate here as a reference. It'll get deleted later, but it's the same thing you saw in the other picture. And then I've got these little things. These will be connected to this, and that'll help us lay it in there snug so it'll fit. But right now, this is cool. I kind of like this one. Let's open F deck here for a second, take a look at it. This is where, right now, this is where we're at. We're building this section right now. I've got the floors down for all 3 of these sections. We've got, so the one I just showed you is this one. Looks like this is the third-class galley where they cooked. You've got the dog kennels, the bakery. This is where the third-class stewards sleep. I've started working on bed MOCs for those. Now I've got the bakers where they sleep. Other bakers sleep there. And then this is the first one I made on F deck, and then it's the third-class dining saloon. And I've got the pantries. I've built the oven and the hot presses and stuff and the fans. They got the staircase going up, and then I've just started putting the floor down for this section of it between H and G. So if you can see, this is there. This is stewards. The dog kennels will go here. The baker area is right there. There'll be fans, generators inside there. And then when we go to JK, so then this is the section that's pretty much done. I haven't put the flooring down yet, but I've got the tables done. I love my staircase. I'm very happy with the staircase. It'll go up, and it was kind of tricky to how we got, because the railing goes up past how far the floor does, so I had to go ahead and build E-deck over the stairs, and I'll probably make this a continual pattern as I go along. The goal is the E-deck can just lay right on top of that slide. There'll be holes where that'll fit, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But yeah, this is where I told you earlier, this is where the funnel smokestack's going to come up through, and then eventually it'll connect with the hole that's over here. I'll make one on E-deck. I got all these tables and chairs. We got the kitchens over here, the hot presses where they serve the people. This is where they deal with down here is where they deal with the ash, right? We got our hot press, our dining, we got our stove. I love this. I've even built the vent system for the fans that are coming out of the fan generators there. Okay, and then this will actually go up through the fan vents up to the top deck and blow out and blow in. We've also got pictures on the wall. I love those. They're right. I just put kind of just what I had available on the design, but I can actually design other ship pictures on there. And then we have the other side, got some cooks in there cooking dinner for the third-class passengers. They're not going to stay there eventually. I'm just using them for just to kind of, this was good for some shots. And so there's that. I'm loving my windows, by the way, also. I think I'm happy with those. If you guys have any comments on that, let me know. But yeah, they look like on the outside. We've got the coal chutes where they dump the coal into the tank level down below, and they've got where they fall down into the next level deck below. And so that's that one. And then we've got the one right before it, which is going to look very similar to that one. It's almost identical. I'll show you here. See, if you look here, this is the one we just built. And then, oh no, sorry. This is the one we built. And we're going to be doing this one now and getting that going. And I'm just kind of going here and there, getting things fixed and everything. But that's what that looks like right now. I've got that set up, the inner wall set up. Got to get the outer walls going. I kind of started on it. Yep. So there's that. And then we got E-deck, and you're like, what is going on here? I didn't know it was yellow. It's not yellow. So this is what I use. So what I do is when I go up a level, I take that top plate, that top tile level that I put on the last level, and I copy into the new file so I can lay it down as a template. And so what I'm going to do is when I put the floor down on top of this, then I'll put those little corner pieces in on the new model without just kind of fitting these spots. That'll help keep it in place so it's not sliding. And then I'll go back, and all I got to do is hit this button up here and hit my color, and I'll select yellow, and then I just hit delete, and all that disappears, and then I have the new level. So we're just getting started on this. We got 2 staircases on this level. So because this is actually over E-deck, this part of E-deck is actually over those 2 sections on F-deck, the one that had the steward's bedrooms and the dog kennels, and then also the one half of the dining saloon. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. It's kind of, I'm trying to make sure that I can kind of keep the sections kind of broken. I'm not too big because it can be hard to move them. But yeah, we're starting here. We got the K level still where it is. It was kind of hard here to find another line because all these rooms kind of don't all match up. But I noticed that right here, it's pretty much a line across. So that's where I'm going to here. And it's right where the stairs end on the front side of that third-class saloon. that's where we're at right now, guys. Let me show you guys real quick what it's looking like as a full shot here. If you can see, this is the section we built. I've got it, so there's the tiles. I've got this little brick plate piece here. That way it can kind of snap together for now, but it'll eventually be just tile. This just kind of helps me in the system snap it together, and it finds a place to put itself. Let's see if we can get this to fit. Let's get another shot here. All right, let's try this again. All right, there we go. There she is. She snapped right on there. So that's how they'll go together. And then these deck levels, you can't really do those pin things like we did on the first level. The foundation of this sticking together is going to be on the tank level. But on these other levels, what we can do is we can take these little axles, and I've got these little spots here where you can snap the little 2 brick long axles in there, and that'll keep them from sliding also. Just extra support. But that's what we're looking at right now, guys. We've got those 3 sections have all their walls up on the outside, so they're looking pretty decent. I'm loving the staircases, everything. And eventually, these boiler rooms, there was ladders that went along the funnel smokestacks, and so they'll come up through these holes as well, and then they go up to E-deck. There's actually some doors for them to get out and go to their rooms and everything. So yeah, that's where we're at today, guys. Hey, you guys, if you are interested in the mocks that we're doing, just go ahead and go to Patreon. Our link's in the description. We do have a $10 monthly subscription that you can get all the miniature mocks that we do and our designs, our instructions, PDF, and then also the parts list. And we do our best to try to, do bricks that are available. Not always the case, but or in that color. Sometimes we're gonna have to do some painting ourselves, but that's where we're at. And we just want to save money, guys, here, so we're not trying to just buy bricks we're not wasting. So that's why right now we haven't done much building yet, because we want to make sure that we're happy with the design and we're happy with what bricks we're going to be using. Sometimes we've discovered as we've started making the buy lists, some of these bricks are very hard to find in that size that we chose to design with. So I have to either, say there's like a 6x8, 6x16 plate. Well, I'm having problems finding that. I'll look for a 6x8 plate and just double the quantity. Sometimes that's a little easier. So it's just live and learn and make changes as we go. But I'm real excited for this, guys. And we're actually soon me and the kids will be building some of the stoves. And the kids are loving those ideas. They're excited for it. We got some of the Legos in. We're just waiting for some more. And we'll be doing the mocks as we go. Like I said, but if you're interested and if you guys want to support us, we actually would love to. You guys want to give to this? This is going to take some support you want to give. And it's if you want to go to Patreon and do so, just click the link in the description and help us out. We're thankful that you guys are with us.